Alright, and speaking of mythical creatures like that four-headed eel, we got Cerberus, the legendary hellhound of the underworld.
You brought it around!
Yeah, he's got 3 heads.
He's got 3 heads. He's a cute little dog.
Yeah, look at this cute little puppy. Look at that puppy.
Scratch his chins.
Oh, man. Wish I could bring that one home.
Cerberus, legendary hellhound of the underworld.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Sorry. Continue. I'm sorry again.
Morty.
Morty. In ancient Greek mythology, there exists a 3-headed dog called Cerberus.
No way.
Yes way. That guards the entrance to Hades. I thought Hades was the guy.
What? No way.
No way! Wait, no.
I just realized where that was from.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh boy. Wait, Hades.
I can't quote it because we get banned on YouTube.
What was the god's name?
But that's Hades. Oh,
Hades.
Zeus?
No, Hades is the god, right?
Yeah. He's the
entrance to Hades.
God of the... Oh, what?
Isn't it called Tartarus, not Hades?
I thought it was just called the Underworld.
Hmm.
They got their
I guess it's also
stuff
called,
mixed up.
It might also be called Hades, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
In some
Maybe
texts,
both
perhaps.
of them are just called Hades.
Because they're like one and the same kind of thing. A misty, gloomy underworld in which spirits of the dead are permitted to enter, but none are allowed to leave. Hotel California. In the ancient world, dogs are often depicted as wild animals that defy domestication, roam the streets in packs, and scavenge on the edge of town. The mythical Cerberus incorporated not only the feared qualities of ancient canine,
LLC,
but was a strange mixture of several creatures in one and a nightmarish sight to behold.
The Greek hellhound Cerberus, bro. The name Cerberus comes from the Greek Kerberos. Yeah, Kerberos. Meaning spotted. Yeah, man. Oh, man, can you spot me one, dude? Oh, God.
Spot me a head.
Yeah, spot me a Cerberus, bro. To the Greek, Cerberus was a monstrous 3-headed dog, man. Or hellhound with a serpent's tail, dude. A mane of snakes, bro, and a lion's claws.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his 3 heads were thought to represent the past, present, and the future. Yeah, well, the sources suggest they were symbolic of birth, youth, and old age, man.
Man, I could go for a Cerberus right about now.
Dude, the most potent ability of Cerberus was his look, man, which was so dreadful that anyone who looked upon him was immediately turned into stone.
Yeah, I'm gonna get stoned.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, he's gay, man.
You knew what I mean.
Yeah, he turned you to stone, man. He got you stone, bro. Yeah. It was said that Cerberus was like, had razor sharp teeth and like a poisonous bite. The poison that drips under the ground, like, sprung up as a plant known as the wolf's bane, bro.
Whoa, dude.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
he was like more of a
Yes.
wolf then.
Oh, man, get some of that wolf bane up in here,
some
bro.
of that wolf's bane in my
man.
veins.
I
you
heard
know
it
what I
turns
mean?
you into an actual wolf, bro.
I heard it actually kills you.
That's not good, bro. Okay.
This hellhound had even more terrifying appearance.
Oh, bro, my parents, man, they don't like it when I smoke, man. But I'm like, whatever, bro. You just don't know me.
You know, you're a mesh. You know what I'm saying? The father of Cerberus was Typhon, the mightiest and deadliest monster in Greek mythology,
Oh, man,
as
he's
well
like
as a
a
god.
torpedo. Yeah, man. That's
He's
pretty
like a
crazy.
typhoon,
Oh, he's like a typhoon, bro.
but with like less letters.
Like a telephone? Dude,
yeah, man, telephone.
Oh, dude, like, telephone. We could call up and make some pizza orders, man.
Dude, I could get like extra super pepperoni, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Come
Extra
on.
cheese, bro. Yeah, man. You gotta get some of that vegan pizza, though, bro. It's really good for the
So-
planet, bro.
So let me take a quick trip.
Hold on, man.
Okay.
That was bong water, bro.
A huge fire-breathing dragon, said to have glowing red eyes. This is Typhon, the father.
Oh, yeah.
100 heads and 100 wings. Not very useful.
Well, I think he would just be, like, trying to fly, but each wing would be hitting each other.
Like, there's so much wings that you can't even move the wind.
I'm trying to think of what that would look like.
Each head has a wing on its back.
There's like 100 of them. 100 heads.
Okay, so
what kind of body would he need to hold up those heads?
Like a Hydra? Like he has a little stump body and a bunch
Is he a Hydra?
Could be.
Maybe he was the Hydra.
He was a dragon.
It could have been the Hydra.
You know, I look at Typhon, I'm thinking if I rearrange the letters, takes them out, puts them in, it could be Hydra.
Yeah, you never know.
There's a Y.
It's like those, those lotto ticket numbers where you're like one number off each?
Yeah.
It's just the same way.
There's a Y and an H, and I think it's H.
Yeah. It's the same thing as a Hydra.
Y,
you know, to me, that's what I'm seeing.
I'm thinking 50 of the heads are low, and the other 50 heads are high with 2 wings each, and that's how he flies.
Yeah.
The Olympian gods were terrified of him, as they rightly should be. Everywhere Typhon went, he would spread fear and disaster. Yeah, I'd probably.
He's probably tripping over himself, falling over buildings.
He would
like,
spread...
excuse me. Oh, my bad.
This giant beast would spread peace and love, dude. His mission being to destroy the world and to put obstacles for Zeus along his path to the kingdom of heaven. Cerberus' mother was Echidna, a little rodent with 4 penises.
What? I didn't see that, bro.
We smoke it, man.
That's real. But I guess it's Enchida, perhaps, or Enchidna, a half woman, half snake, known as the mother of all monsters.
Oh man, I think we read about this before.
Typhon and the mother of all monsters. Yeah, that's pretty heavy power couple, let me tell you.
That's pretty nice.
She had black eyes, the head and torso of a beautiful woman, lower body of a serpent. Ancient Greeks believed she dwelt in a cave and lured men in with her body before she ate them raw.
Oh man, she didn't cook them? What a barbarian. How barbarian.
Remember that movie that was CGI but looked kind of real?
Oh yeah, that movie.
It's about a barbarian guy, and he like, slays monsters.
No, oh wait,
Beowulf?
Yeah, Beowulf. Yeah,
I think she was in that.
What?
She literally like lured him in, and then she had a child with him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then spoilers.
Yeah,
spoilers.
Oh yeah, for that
like, old movie,
15-year-old movie, whatever.
And then his child was like a golden dragon man because he was so powerful.
That's true. I forgot about that. And then he fought the one guy like naked at the beginning. He was like, "If he's naked, I will be naked too."
I didn't see the beginning. I saw the middle and the end. So spoilers.
It was like one of the first 3D movies I ever watched.
It was weird because it was like realistic CGI, and it was one of the first like to kind of go all the way with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I still remember they were pointing like a spear and it was like coming right at you, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it's in 3D. Get my red and blue glasses.
And it was actually somebody actually stabbing me in the chest. So I'm like, "Oh, this is so real."
Had to go to the hospital, but best $5 I ever spent.
Yeah, right. $5. Where are you going to watch movies at? $15.
Netflix.
Free online. Pirate's Life for me, yo ho.
Yeah, the bay where the pirates lay.
Yeah. Cerberus and Orpheus.
What about
Cerberus? Primarily was the watchdog of the Greek underworld and faithful servant to the god Hades. His main haunt was along the banks of the river Styx, a river forming the boundary between Earth and the underworld. He guarded the gates of Hades and prevented the dead from escaping, and the living from entering without his master's permission.
Now, how did if Hades is the son of 2 terrifying monsters, how did Hades get control of him?
No idea. Hades was like, "Here, boy, here's a big old steak."
Cerberus
like
came
in
up.
the Hercules movie, where I get all of my Greek mythology thing from.
You get a nice suit with 3 ties. He put it on. He went up to the underworld, right?
Yeah.
He gave his resume in. He said, "Listen, it's not easy for a giant 3-headed dog with a lion's mane,
made out of snakes,
lion's claws, mane snakes, and serpent tail to get a job in this economy. I have all the positions and requirements needed to fulfill this role, and also my heads represent the past, present, and future. So I'm pretty much super magical and amazing." And, hire me. I do tricks. I roll over, catch.
And then there's, like, 2 other guys sitting in the, like, waiting room outside, and they're like...
2 normal guys.
Yeah, like, after he, like, walked in, he's like, "Dude, I think we got this." He's like, "I think we got this, man."
He got hired because he gets paid 1 person's salary for 3 heads.
That's right. Yeah, he works the role of 3 people.
And unlike Brian and Terrence in the waiting room back there, he's 50 feet tall or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, who would you want to watch the entrance to your house? Like,
Terrence.
yeah, like,
Well, with his degree in sociology.
yeah. I mean, like, he'd probably be able to tell the people to go away, and then the other guy just kills them. And, I mean, like, who's going to arrest a 3-story tall dog with 3 heads? I don't think anybody.
He would be technically like the cop rather than the person being arrested.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, what's the saying? He's the jury, the judge, and the executioner.
Yeah, pretty literal. Cerberus and Orpheus. Okay. Chained to the entrance of Archeon along the river of the underworld, Cerberus fawned on the dead or new spirits as they entered. Fawned?
So he was
gave them,
excited.
He gave them drinks.
He was like a happy puppy as he seen them go by.
Yes. But would savagely eat anyone trying to pass back through the gates and return to the land of the living without permission.
So he was like excited when they came in, but they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna walk out here." He's like, "Oh no, bro!"
Oh shoot! I just left my wallet just behind the gates. No! Just killed them.
Bites their head off.
Oh, there's Karen, known as the ferryman, taking souls to the river of Styx.
He doesn't look like he has a Karen haircut.
I thought he had a black robe. Look at that! He just wears a red.
I thought he was like death. Like he looked like the Reaper.
Alexander Litvichenko.
Mm-hmm.
He drew this one, and I don't think he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't look like...
He's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
Like any one of these people on the boat could have gotten that job.
I mean, you know that he's important because he has the red robes.
I'm the one with the paddle. I say what goes. Sit down. Stop throwing peanuts.
Look, there was one guy who's just like hanging on the chains to the outside. He's like, I don't want to wait. Let me just hang on to the boat.
I fell off. Hold on. Let me back on. Like, too late. We're leaving. Is something grabbing him there?
I don't know if that's part of the boat or something. I don't know.
I feel like that's a soul of the damned. And this guy just doesn't want to get on.
He's like, oh man,
I
forgot the stove on at home, bro.
And then who are these two in the background? These two
like,
robe
should we
guys.
Go? Should we get on the boat?
Are
Probably
we dead? It's like, no, I don't want to take my clothes off. That's all. I'll wait for the next one.
That looks uncomfortable.
Wait till it's less busy.
It's kind of cold here.
It's kind of chilly. I don't want to go with the white robe. Cerberus is featured in several mythological stories as the Hellhound. In several mythological stories as a Hellhound. And there are even a couple of myths in Greek mythology. There should be a comma there. A hellhound, comma or period or something. And there are even a couple of myths in Greek mythology where a hero gets the better of the beast. The first is when Orpheus, the famed musician of Greek mythology, sneaks into the underworld by lulling at the... He lulled at the beast. He lulled... Normally a gwert. Oh my god. I'm like, a gwert. Lulling the normally alert and aggressive Cerberus to sleep with his lyre, a type of harp. The Pharishian singer was revered in Greece and happily married to the nymph Eurydice. I got it. One day, Eurydice was bitten by a snake and died. Orpheus was so grief-stricken by his loss that he stopped singing and playing altogether. He then decided to risk his own life in a desperate journey to the underworld to try and rescue Eurydice.
But did he do it? Find out next time on the next episode of Dragon... Oh, wait, here we go. His playing enchanted Charon, the ferryman who carried the souls of the dead across the river. Styx. And he agreed to take Orpheus across the river, even though he was still living. When he encountered Cerberus, the three-headed monster lay down meekly to the strains of Orpheus' lyre, after which Orpheus was able to gain passage. Hades and his wife, Persephone, granted Eurydice back to Orpheus under one condition. Eurydice must walk behind him as they ascend back to the upper world, and Orpheus was forbidden to look at her. Just before they reached the surface, Orpheus was so overcome with passion they turned around to look at Orpheus. Orpheus was so overcome with passion that he turned back to look at Orpheus.
What? Look at himself.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
What?
Orpheus was so passionate, he turned around to look at Orpheus.
He had like a mirror.
A mirror.
I think it meant to say he looked back at Eurydice. She was immediately turned into a ghost and sent back to the underworld forever. Orpheus' own fate was to be dismembered by Therian maidens and the female worshippers of Dionysus.
The god of wine?
Wow.
Why would that's
a happy ending to the
worshippers
story.
tear him apart?
So, it looks like we're getting off track from Cerberus here.
Well, this is a tale of Cerberus.
Alright. Okay.
This is the Hellhound versus Hercules.
Hercules!
Let me just check something real
From
quick.
zero to hero.
Just like that. 0 to hero, 1 night flat. The most famous story of Cerberus involves the half-man, half-god Heracles. Hercules. You mean Huncules.
Hercules?
How do you mean Huncules?
Hercules! Hercules!
Heracles or Hercules? What do you prefer? Hercules?
Hercules.
As the last of his 12 labors, Eurystheus, the king of Tiryns, demanded that Heracles capture and brings back Cerberus alive. Eurystheus was certain that Hercules would fail in this impossible task. Hercules went to the underworld, found Hades, who told him if he could take Cerberus without the use of weapons, he would be allowed to leave the underworld with the Hellhound. Hades is a really nice guy. Like, he doesn't have to do anything, but he keeps offering, like, these deals.
It'd be like saying, like, dude, Satan's not that bad.
Like, if you can leave without turning around, then you can just leave. If you take my dog without weapons, you can just take my dog.
Yeah, but he was pretty confident that his dog couldn't lose. He probably didn't know Hercules was
so
that
you're
strong.
saying he's just like a gambling addict?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not such a nice guy.
He's a gambler.
Maybe he's just very sinful. He would let leave. When Hercules found Cerberus on the shore of Archeon, he began wrestling with the huge monster using only his bare hands. I like to say it as BEAR hands.
Just,
actual
rips
claws.
the hands off of a bear.
Yeah, and he throws them at it.
He's like, dude, what's up with this?
Why'd
you throw these bear hands at me?
If you threw a bear paw at someone, is that considered a weapon?
I mean, probably.
Probably? Then never mind. As the world's strongest man, it took all his power to subdue Cerberus, but the monster soon grew wary, and having run out of breath by the strong man's chokehold, he can't chokehold all 3 necks though, finally yielded to Hercules.
He was the strongest man.
He had a huge reach. Or Cerberus was small. Oh, here's a picture of a tiny Cerberus.
How big was Hercules, man? I thought, like, Cerberus was huge.
I mean, I guess also no serpent tail, no mane of vipers.
It was too complicated for them to drive that.
Of course, this is just from Adobe stock footage. Let's see. Finally yielded to Hercules. Cerberus is one of the few monsters who ever met Hercules and survived. Unlike other supernatural beasts that crossed his path, Cerberus was returned safely to Hades, where he resumed guarding the gate. Wow.
Cerberus and other hellhounds in literature. Cerberus is featured in many works of ancient literature, although the depiction surrounding the mythological creature often differs by authors and cultures. Cerberus appears to be in Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno.
Guarding the 3rd circle of hell rather than the entire underworld.
Actually, Cerberus is supposed to be guarding the gate to Hades, not the 3rd circle.
This is like when Dante's Inferno came out, like some guy
was like, excuse me!
Actually!
Inaccurate to actual underworld, thank you.
This is the circle of gluttony, and the Cerberus is used to personify uncontrollable appetite. Cerberus is also featured in many prominent works of Roman literature, most famously in Virgil's Aeneid, and the story of Orpheus of Plato's Symposium. And in Homer's Iliad.
Or Iliad.
Which is the only known reference to one of Hercules' labors, which first appeared in literary source. Norse mythology has an equivalent of Cerberus, where hell is guarded by a 4-eyed dog named Garm. In Egypt, his incarnation was Anubis, the dog that guarded tombs and conducted the souls to the underworld.
Actually, he was a jackal, not a dog.
Oh my god.
Very different,
Can't believe they did this. Some writers, such as the Greek poets Hesiod and Horace, claim Cerberus had as many as 50 or 100 heads.
Incorrect! 3 heads no more!
And that was his father, Typhus, or whatever his name was. In other descriptions, they are in the shape of a lion, dog, and wolf, respectively, in popular culture. A character based on this beast appears in the Harry Potter film, The Philosopher's Stone, called Fluffy. He is lulled to sleep by a flute by Harry in a manner quite similar to the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Look at this picture. He looks so small. He looks so tiny.
What is he doing there? 3-headed dog. This is Adobe stock picture. What is he doing?
He's feeding them.
Is he feeding him? Oh, okay.
Looks like he's giving them some
He looks very sick.
He looks appalled by this. Looks appalled by this offer.
He's like, oh, come on.
Why?
No.
Sunflower seeds? Nobody eats
Gross. No, nobody eats those.
those. So what do you think there, Goose? What was your favorite story of Cerberus?
I mean, there's only really one story of Cerberus.
Well, I mean, like, out of all the ones.
Disney's Hercules.
Well, yeah, I mean, that version, he looked pretty cool. I'd have to say the story with Orpheus and Eurydice, even though Orpheus looked back at himself in the mirror. He looked just like, oh man, you're so pretty.
Orpheus looked back at Orpheus.
I love that.
And he said, blue or red pill. And then he was like, both, baby, you know me.
Oh, snap, man.
And they
He's gonna break it all
They
down.
both whipped off their sunglasses and made out. That's my fan fiction.
That's right. Fan fiction of the old Greek mythology.
Crossover with The Matrix.
Oh my god. That's the movie that everybody needs.
And
All
it
right.
will be.
So, what do you think about next time there, Goose?
Alright. I'm thinking... I'm going to say some words and you associate them, alright?
Okay.
I'm thinking the color red.
Oh. Imps.
I'm thinking... long flowing robe.
An imp in a jacket.
Okay, I'm thinking of a cloud in the shape of an imp.
Oh, man. McDonald's.
Alright, next week, McDonald's. Stay tuned. Get ready for that. It's going to be exciting.
Imps that work at McDonald's, bro. Oh, you don't even know. Bro.
McDonald's imps your mission.
That's how they make them sandwiches so fast, bro. Holla at you later.
See ya.